Hi Katie Cats, my name is Katie and welcome to my video. I hope you are having a great day. I'm trying something new with the camera. I hope the sound quality is okay. I'll find out in editing. But today I've got another Am I the Asshole post for us, and it goes like this. Am I the asshole for saying F you to my wife for her medical advice to me? So the original poster tells the story of how they have not been able to sleep properly for their entire life. They've been having insomnia issues, and they do tend to sleep extremely deep but never feel right. They're always tired. And he says that when the opportunity came up to do a sleep test, he took it. And he went for the test and it came back positive for sleep apnea. Now, sleep apnea is when you stop breathing in your sleep at certain times. Now, it can be for short little bits of time where you stop breathing and then start breathing again, or for slightly extended periods of time, and people have passed away from this. It is quite dangerous if it goes unchecked. And imagine this happening throughout the night. You're constantly losing little bits of oxygen that's not going to your brain, so you're exhausted when you wake up. And so he says that he went for the sleep test, came back positive, and he ordered the machine online. The machine was $900 US, which is quite a bit of money, but the original poster also says they've got more than a year's worth of savings, and so they can't afford it. However, when he tells his wife, and they spoke about it, the wife said, I'm not spending so much savings of my money on that machine just for you so you can sleep better. You get more sleep than I do, and you should stop going on your phone every night. That'll solve your problem. See, the thing is, the original poster also mentions that because of their sleep issues, they have insomnia quite often, and so they spend time on their phone to try and fall asleep, or when they can't sleep. I can relate to that. I have severe insomnia at times, and I struggle with sleep. But the thing for me is, doctors with medical degrees said that he needs that machine. And without that machine, it's not going to get better, ever. It's not something that you get medicine for and it goes away. It's a lifelong issue. And those machines are quite loud, so if she was to say, no, but it's because it's too loud, the original poster also said they have 2 rooms, so he sleeps in a different room. And I kept wondering, why would the wife not want the best for her husband? Why would she be so malicious as to say, no, it's all in your head, you're on your phone too much. If you're not on your phone, that will solve the problem. And it came across to me as abusive. It comes across as gaslighting. It comes across as, I want to control you. I want to control what you spend money on. I want to control when you sleep or don't sleep. And sleep deprivation is also like keeping somebody from sleeping or preventing them from sleeping, keeping them awake. That is also a form of abuse that narcissists often use. Depriving you of your ability to stand up for yourself, depriving you of the ability to reason because you're too tired. You're too tired to believe your own mind. You're too tired to think on your own, so you just go with what they say, so they keep control. And in the end, the original poster did get the machine, because in the comments, a lot of people stated that it is serious. Sleep apnea is serious. If you don't have the machine, it can get to the point where you just don't wake up. And story upon story in the comments said of friends or family that just didn't wake up. And I struggle with asthma, so not being able to breathe. I remember as a kid telling my mom, I feel like I'm up. The description I gave is feeling up. It's like your chest is compressed and you can't breathe, so it's like an upwards feeling. And now imagine that happening in your sleep and you can't control it. That's quite a scary thought. If I were to be asleep and not get my inhaler on time, it's quite scary. Now, this had me thinking about a previous relationship that I had been in where I also have celiac disease, so I can't eat gluten, right? And my partner at the time kept saying, like, oh no, you shouldn't worry about the gluten. That's not a thing for you. You should eat gluten. Like, I've been gluten-free since 2015. I got extremely sick and at one stage severely anemic, right? So back then in 2015, I got a lot of tests and I was reading up on the internet because that's what I do. I love doing research, and I kept getting blood tests sent back and forward. Nobody could find anything, and so I kept researching, and I found this article about gluten intolerance, and so I stopped eating gluten. I had a migraine 4 out of 7 days for an extended period of time. And I stopped eating gluten the Monday, and 4 days later I had to go to the doctor again. But I suddenly felt worlds better. It was like I felt lighter already 4 days later. Only 4 days. And I just remember the doctor saying, well, we're going to treat you like you've got celiac disease because this is what it looks like. And I stopped eating gluten, and every day that passed, I felt better and better. Now, I sometimes have nightmares over getting gluten in because I get quite sick. So I literally have nightmares about getting gluten in, accidentally getting the wrong slice of bread. And living gluten-free is quite fine with me. I'm okay with it. And a lot of gluten-free foods are quite expensive, so I tend to look for naturally gluten-free products. And I've been living that way for a long time when I got into that relationship already, which was around 2017. So it had been 2 years already. And one day I remember he had made what we call in South Africa potjie, which is basically a pot where you cook meat and things on the fire, meat, vegetables, and that kind of stuff. And you add sometimes like those little sachets of soup that you make with hot water or boiling water, and it dissolves it. But to make it a little bit thicker, the thickening agent usually is some form of flour, right, which is gluten in it. And I had told that partner of mine how to check for the allergens on food. And I got really sick, and I sent them a message. I was like, hey, what was in the potjie? Was it some form of soup or something that you made or maybe used to thicken it with, only to go read the package? And lo and behold, there it was. And I had a migraine for days after that. And it's not the kind of migraine that just goes away. I need meds for it. And even after that little situation, months later, this person still tried to tell me, whenever we would talk about food, or they would try to tell me that they would now control what I eat because they don't think I need gluten, and they go off on these tangents. And there's just one day where I looked at this person and realized they don't care about me. They care about controlling me, and when they could not do it anymore, that's when I was a bad person suddenly for standing up for myself. I was the bad person for saying, you're wrong, and putting them in their place. And I was not the kind of person that would easily just back down and say, hey, no, sure, I believe you. Especially when the physical evidence was there. And I just realized this person wants to control me, but they don't care about me. And they were trying to get this narrative into my head that it's all in my head. Why is it necessary that, people do that? And so when I read this original poster story, it really stuck with me that why is it that there are people in this world that really just don't care? People that just, they say they love you and they want to be with you, but they want to control every part of your life. They want you to be their version of them, and you have to do everything they say for little morsels of love. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is abuse. And it is the worst kind of abuse. And when it comes to your health, your body is your body. And you need to do what is good for you. I am so glad that this poster put that post on Reddit so that people with experience could tell them, get that machine. Your life is worth more. And it had a happy ending, but I can only imagine if the wife is like that about a machine that's supposed to keep the husband healthy and asleep, what they are like with other things. So if ever anybody in your life says to you, no, you're not sick, no, you don't have that problem, but you've got a doctor's backing, I think it would be a good time to reevaluate that relationship. Because you're worth more than somebody that denies you of your health. Now, this is a little bit more of a serious video, but can you imagine if that same partner told me, no, you don't have asthma. You don't have asthma. You're fine. And they don't bring me an inhaler and I can't breathe. Celiac is not life-threatening, but it could cause damage to me in the long run. And a partner should never want to do you harm or care so little for your health that their needs are put above yours. Keep that in mind. Remember, red flags. Why are you blinking so much? Editing Katie here. There was no bell sound in this video. No, not at all. Jokes. It was my cat stealing the show. This is also not me trying to gaslight you. No, not for the memes. Never. Lols. Just kidding. But please do the YouTube things like comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.